This is, gonna be a long one. Hello everyone and welcome. We are here with episode 6 for New Year's art prompt. And man, I forgot how big of a project this one was. This is for the multiple artists theme prompt hosted by Professor Sir on his channel. He will be linked down below if you want to check him out or be a part of one of these. A little backstory for what I wanted to do with this one. When the new art prompt was revealed, my instant reaction was, okay, great. 3 characters. I've been doing this for the past couple. No biggie. However, I did not want to take the easy route. I really wanted to give some of my other characters their time to shine since I'd only been focused on 4 or 5 of them. And yeah, there's more. So 3 characters? No. 23? Yeah. I also brought this up in my last video, but since it was the new year, I was celebrating a little and included a few characters that I found to be special. This could be just from Murder Drones as a whole, such as Uzi and N, or fan stories that I had taken a liking to and wanted to represent and celebrate in their achievements for that year, which I will point those ones out as we go along, so just hang tight. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, from the beginning, we're just going to add a bunch of circles and names because I'm going to lose track of them so easily. The original image didn't show anyone holding the camera, but I'm thinking this is some kind of get-together in an old abandoned store, and one of them decided, you know what, let's capture this moment. I also went in after I got everything mostly set where I wanted it before going in with a more detailed sketch, which, by the way, there was originally going to be more than 23. I just bit off more than I could chew, especially in the span of 28 days. Even with the amount I had, I didn't even know where to start. There was just so much. For a little while, I just focused on giving some outlines to characters, changing the color of the outline depending mostly on what their eye color or main color would end up being, to try and stay away from those black outlines. Also, in case the lines overlapped, I wouldn't lose them if they were all the same color. Yeah, I got about 6 outlines done and some sparkly eyes before I said that was enough, and decided to just pick one. Let's go with the one holding the camera. Alex! New character. Yay! Alex is in the same generation as Sky and Star, one of Sky's good pals. He is the social butterfly of the friend group who seemingly knows everyone and makes sure no one ever feels left out, but also someone you can always count on when you need someone to talk to. This, along with many other characters, is the first time I'm actually drawing him in color, and to match this bright personality, but sometimes also calm, I want to go in with a nice brown outline for a nature calming feel. Apparently also having some brown hair, so that was lucky. Speaking of the totally fine, not dreaded, not time-consuming hair texture brush that I just learned to use and totally did not spend over 10 hours of my life drawing everyone said hair. Yeah, couldn't be me. We are going in with the same layering technique as we did last episode with varying shades of reddish brown until it becomes a nice and smooth, adding a darker shade around the edges to outline each piece of hair. I did struggle a little with the ends of Alex's hair since it sort of just abruptly stopped. I would have tackled it a little differently if I drew it now. Then again, I wouldn't have used this brush for the hair nowadays. After I finish the hair, it's onto the eyes, and again, we're dealing with a bright social personality with some reliability and comfort. If you guessed orange for his eyes, you would be correct, though apparently it took a few shades to figure out what to use. Alex definitely gives autumn vibes. Going in with the base colors, keeping with those nature colors of greens, tans, and oranges, I want to have a very soft look blending all the various shades of colors until no clear lines except for the outline are left. I also went back to his hair, adding the eye color to it where the light from it would reflect. I actually really like this technique. It just adds that extra yumminess to it. Also spawning in a random circle. Just kidding. It's actually used to mark where I want the light to land on the hair usually. I don't use this anymore, but I did use it on Elaine's hair in the last episode, which it's funny considering I didn't even end up using it for Alex's hair in the end. After I got Alex in, I did some reshuffling of everyone's positions before going back to the outlines I drew at the beginning, and wow! Did I not know what to do with those arms? Okay, cleaning that up really quick. We're drawing Z next. And yeah, not very clever, I know, just deal with it. It was the new year and I wanted to bring out as many characters as I could, even if they were ones I created when I first started watching MD. Speaking of, can anyone tell me, because I feel like a lot of us did this, why when making alternatives to Uzi, did we all collectively decide, yeah, just add a streak of white hair? Like, I feel like I've seen it so many times, which isn't a bad thing, far from it. I just find it a little amusing and interesting drawing that went this route. Personally, I just did it because I noticed I always drew two distinct curls framing her face, and since disassembly drones have white or silver hair, I thought it would be fitting. That's my reasoning for it, but let me know if you ever did something similar. I had to add a black background for her since I couldn't see if I was filling in the colors fully, especially with the white. And back to that lovely hair, I think this was actually one of my favorites. When it came to the hair, it's so good. For layout, I wanted Z to be holding Star and for Z to also be on top of someone else since short. Which of course means with an alternative Uzi, we gotta have an alternative N. Okay, yeah, I'll just go put myself in the corner. I don't know, just something about the idea of N, the sweet little cinema roll that he is. The idea of him not being that was so intriguing to me at the time. Like, think of it this way. Episode 1 N, we know he has the ability to be this scary killer drone that just so happens to be a sweet little bean. And I personally wanted to expand on that. Not that being sweet is an issue. We love you, buddy. But that scary version of you sort of just vanished after episode 1, and I wanted more, so I picked up the pen and started writing. My idea was that over time, through how V and J treated him as co-workers, mistreating him, he would put on the happy persona to essentially keep himself and his sanity safe, which he would then let go of when scavenging, which is when you would see that more scary and killer vibes from him, which eventually would be such a big divide from the sweet being to, well, that, to a point where the code would split off in two directions, leading to a complete on and off switch for that sweet and not so sweet side of himself. I didn't expand much on this idea. I shelved it a few years ago, but I do know that there were still a few ideas of how to literally split the two characters so that there would be two ends with their own distinct bodies and mannerisms, but I never got that far. I did have the character design though, so there were a few names that I thought of back then. Some were fairly boring or just didn't quite fit right. Interesting, but I mean, come on, this is Zen we're talking about. It has to be perfect. So, I came up with Insidio. Allow me to explain. The name is a variation on the word insidious, which means to cause harm in a way that is gradual or not easily noticed, like unto how the split would originally happen, mainly unnoticed and at first seemingly with no harm, until it eventually splits with the two of them existing at once and potentially fighting over control, which could lead to or cause harm. It also matches his personality of being deceitful or sly, being a danger that is difficult to detect until it's too late. But of course, we're missing one piece. It's insidious and insidious. Where's the S go? Well, I'm glad you asked, because who's on his shoulders again? Z is, which also finishes the full name in making it Insidious. Please, hold the applause. That took so long to get right. Anyways, yeah, so Z is perched on top of Insidia to be able to reach the camera. Insidia gives off a very disinterested vibe. Also, why is your head built like that? Why is that hair so wide? Did I really do that to you? I know I was drawing these at like 3 in the morning, but surely I wasn't that bad. I am so sorry. I wasn't sure what to give him clothes-wise, so we just went with a comfy, because yes, who said you couldn't be a killing machine and not be comfy too? A fun little detail is making his hair a darker silver than N, and the ends of his hair red, kind of going for a dipped in blood look, even though they're drones and literally have oil, but we don't think too hard about that. Smoothing that up for about an hour before getting to the eyes, which, I gotta be honest, the gradient worked with Z, but it did not work for you, buddy. It's giving McDonald's, okay? We're just gonna stick with yellow for now. Adding a nice glow effect on everything, including from his tail, which I thought was a cool detail on the fabric. Who's next? Oh, here we go. Hello, Uzi. If you're familiar with murder drones, I mean, if you're watching me, I hope you are. Or I probably don't make a whole lot of sense most of the time. But we know them, we love them. It's our favorite iconic duo, Ann and Uzi. Nothing too special other than it being them. Uzi is also on top of N, though he's more of picked her up to prevent anything from truly happening. Uzi probably scolding Insidio for holding up the other two. I feel like she would be wanting this to happen though, no? Just me? Okay. Going in with her details as well as N's. And oh, it's Celeste. And the reason why I hate this hair tool brush and the reason for its existence in the first place. Stop swearing. I know you hate drawing the hair, but you gotta stop doing that. It's a pain to censor. Cece is just chilling, enjoying the company, but what's this? She has the same colored eyes? This is what happens when you make an alternative universe to your main one, and then find a way to combine the two. It just gets messy. So yes, it's Cece, just not the heterochromia version. The original version, I guess you could say. The one not tainted by corruption and a cliche enemies to lovers. Speaking of enemies, hello Elaine. You ain't looking too happy, but I guess that makes sense for the context of the situation. And hey, you actually get a face in full frame this time rather than just a lump in the corner. I also had to go back to the characters behind him to fill in gaps like En's jacket. There's constant resizing to make everything fit on the canvas. On to the reason for Elaine's mood. Another new character we've got is Raz. Also a sweet cinnamon roll and Cece's original love interest. I don't know, maybe I just can't handle the sweetness. I need a little drama here and there, apparently. He's a mix of casual and formal. He's also the source of why I created an underground system to the planet. Just thought I'd throw that out there, I guess. He's your normal run-of-the-mill worker drone, just trying to survive in the world that is, well, desolate at that point in time. It was also the first time I drew him with the color and overall design, apparently since I had to make a puppet version, and I just love the green on the dark brown contrast. Oh, why do I have to record these when I'm hungry? And why am I relating digital hair to food? How did we get here? His beanie is starting to look like a candy gumdrop. Am I okay? Anyways, Raz 2 is not really a big fan of Elaine, though he tries to reason with him a lot of the time. We've also got the little ones, or better known as the twins. Jess, short for Jessica, is quite clingy to her father, a hybrid like her mother, though a little more interesting. Got that good old Eldritch gene in there somewhere. And her brother Nick, short for Nicholas, getting the disassembly half of the hybrid. Red hair. That's interesting. On to... Who are you again? Hang on, she's found her notes. The amount of characters have grown exponentially since this point, and as a consequence, side characters get harder to remember when not in use. Is he related to Cece or something? Oh, there he is. Okay, so that is Jasper. It's one of Jess's kids. No wonder they look similar. Well, sorry, buddy. I guess you didn't stand out much in comparison to your siblings. Your older sister is the lead general in the... Oh, wait, we haven't gotten that far. Jasper is more of a background character, to say the least. He's a sort of doctor character, if that makes sense. Though more of an assistant at first, that found that when working to fix things, it soon became a personal hobby, thanks to it saving a person that was closest to him, which is you. And you don't have a name. Why did I put you two in the front? You're the equivalent to the top lane in this story. What am I doing? Okay, happy thoughts. It was a new year. I was having fun. I totally don't despise the planning because it added 4 more hours to the project. But then we've got more friend group buddies for Sky that I totally didn't butcher here. But don't worry, I'll make you two more epic and cinematic than you can imagine in due time. First off, Scott. Visually, Scott is on the smaller side with his golden blonde hair. You know what? Maybe I made it too golden and that's what's bugging me. He's usually sporting a headband to keep it out of his face. It does not help most of the time. He's a very timid character for the most part, keeping to himself, not being that social. He's not a fan of crowds. If it weren't for Alex, he probably wouldn't have ever been a part of the group. Scott also has a fan issue. No, not that kind. The fans in his system don't always want to work due to broken pieces. He basically has the equivalent of asthma. I don't care if they're robots. Let me have my story. I need this. As well as being pretty sensitive to loud sounds, usually bringing around mufflers. You know when you turn up the volume on your headset so loud that it starts making that glitchy sound? Yeah, that's basically what he's got. Then there's X. He is the opposite of the timid sunshine that is Scott, but also a ray of sunshine in his own way. How many sunshiny characters was I making back then? But you know what? No. I got cold feet and went over to finish Star's outline as well as add Ghost's outline to the screen for fun. You know, because you can see her in the monitor, but not with the... anyways. I also added Star's hair, which I should have made more of a different shade of blue because it blends in with the eyes a little too much. Apparently that got scary though, and I went back to X to finish him. Ooh. I like the eye color choice. You know, it's weird. I made this several months ago, but surely you'd think I'd remember it better. But even so, I still feel that little bit of giddy when seeing the characters. I can literally feel my excitement through the drawing of getting these guys on digitally for the first time. Next, we have my favorite concerned character. It's Sky. Worried as ever, and not only is Sky there, we've got the whole family. Hi, Sin. Well, almost. I was running out of time, so I had to chop out the dad. But we've got Manor, or well, I guess there's no manner, but design-wise, Mannerson, before Silver of Death, as well as Sky's little sister, Quinn. Fun little fact, when Quinn was young, or, well, younger than current, to make Sky feel more of a part of the family, Quinn had Sin intentionally make her hair look more like unto Sky's, having it dyed from the silvery white to a muted pinkish color to match Sky's muted blue, as well as styling it similarly. Also, I saw that. You can't hide from me. In this art piece, Quinn is currently wanting to be lifted up as well, though it wasn't well received by her mother. Dorian, finally. More family members. Sky's cousins, or, well, cousin-in-law. One of the few to actually notice the camera, Sky's actual cousin, Kiara, trying to drag Dory away. You know it's late when I won't even bother with drawing the hands. They give me such Christmas vibes, which I guess makes sense, since I was drawing this in the light of the window Christmas lights at 12 in the morning. Now, around this time, I had been reading a series called Mafia Drones, which is a pretty popular comic by It's Vanillas? I hope I said that right. And it had just finished season 1 around that time, and had just started up on season 2. So to show my appreciation that year, I decided to draw one character from that, and it ended up being N. I have 3 versions of N on here. I would have added Uzi too, but it was getting pretty late as is. It's definitely one of my favorite Murder Drones comics out there, and explores a lot of great ideas in world building. Another drone to notice the camera, we've got a pretty angry looking Scarlet, also in Star's timeline, and wow, was this brush limiting on how to draw straight hair that wasn't in pieces. No wonder she's angry. She's not angry at Alex, she's angry at me for giving her a bad hair day. Went back up to Star and Ghost, finished them up, and we're done. Oh, right, the background. You know, I think it might be better if we don't talk about the background. It was 3 a.m. at this point, okay? Added my signature, blending it in again this time, and now, finally, we are done. Nah, you don't even get credits for this one. I know why you're still here. You want to know how much time I spent on this, huh? Don't you? Well, you know what? It's kind of... Okay, it's 32 hours. It's been 32 hours. It's fine. I'm fine. New record again. I thought last time was the longest time. It's over an hour every day, and I know I did not work on this every single day. Well, still worth every minute, even if I was half dead when the stream aired.
This next image is by Star Sapphire.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. There is so much to look at here. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Look at this. Look at this image. Look at all of these beautiful characters here. I don't know their names. I think that's N right here. And I believe that's Uzi. Is that V right there? Is that Sin? Is that a small child? Is that what I'm seeing right there? Or is that character just really short? And what is going on with the blue something or other right there? Is that Nori? Is that a Cyclops monster that I'm seeing right there? There is so much to look at in this image. And I love every single inch of it. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well done, Star Sapphire. Well done. This right here. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. It looks like they're having a grand old time. And I want to know more about them. There's a great song about that, but yeah, well done. This is, I love the effect in the background here as well. It almost looks like they're like moving really fast. It's really, really cool. Well done, Star Sapphire.
Thank you so much for watching. I know this is a bit of a longer one, but there's absolutely no way for me to condense this one any smaller. If you enjoyed this one, please feel free to leave a like and a comment. I love to know what you guys think or ideas you want to share with me. Please, I'm lonely. But with all that said and done, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Yes, you. Now get some sleep, drink water, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, everyone!